Welcome to Fun and Games Side Quests. Every episode is a different host sharing a video game they love and why they love it.
Hey everybody, I'm CGDannyB and welcome to Side Quests. If you're unfamiliar with me, first off, welcome because I've already done 2 of these bad boys from Monster Promo Moonlighter, but I talk about indie game news, reviews, whatever I choose, and I show you all kinds of indie gaming goodness on Instagram, Blue Sky, TikTok, YouTube, Twitch, whole 9 yards. Basically just spreading the good news of our Lord and Savior indie gaming. But today I'm here to tell you about one of my favorite games of all time that I played back in 2023, and that is In Stars in Time. The elevator pitch for this game is you are playing as the trap master of basically a D&D party who is going on their final mission. There is this big Time Lord at the top of his castle that you need to reach. Now, as Sif, the trap master, you have basically been going into dungeons, looking around, being like, hey team, watch your step, let me disarm this, whatever, so that way nobody in your party, including yourself, gets hurt. At the start of the game, you wake up in this big field. You're like, it's the big day. We're going to end our mission today. I can't wait. And then you are meeting the rest of your team. You have Isabeau, you have Bonnie, you have, I think it's, I've been saying Odine. I don't know how you pronounce the name, but they're like the mom of the group. But you have your cast and you fall in love with these characters as you go through it. But as soon as you start this like first step into the mansion, you see a trap. You're like, cool, I got it. And then totally whiff it and die. This is the first time you have died to a trap, and you find yourself waking up in this field again. And you're like, oh my God, was this all a dream? What is happening to me? And you find out you are in this time loop where every time you die, your day resets. This final day of going to take on this Time Lord is reset for you over and over and over again. That is just the elevator pitch. This game is so deep and has so many narrative bits when it comes to what is taking place in this world, what is taking place with you and the characters around you. It is all super insanely strong. I went into this game not quite thinking I was going to love it, and then ending it with like, holy cow, I need another run. This is one of those games when someone's like, if you could erase something from your memory and start fresh, what game would you pick? I always say Uncharted because I love those games, but also In Stars in Time is another great one where if I could experience this fresh for the first time again, God, I would be in heaven. Few different things about the game that also make it super unique. Well, I guess before we get to unique stuff, it is a turn-based RPG, so very reminiscent of things like Earthbound. You see your party at the bottom of the screen, the enemies are in the top and the middle, and it has that same format. As somebody who's never played Earthbound, it looks very similar to it. But what makes the combat different is that it's like rock, paper, scissors based, like literally. When an enemy shows up, their hands are on display, and they'll either have like a fist holding up a peace sign or like holding out their hand in some capacity. So that's how you know, oh, this person, they're a rock enemy. I need to take them out with paper. Each of your members of your team tend to focus on a type of rock, paper, scissors, which is really funny because you think of RPGs that do the fire, grass, water, or whatever the case is. Quite literally, it is a rock, paper, scissors mechanic. It's awesome. I love it. And sometimes it feels a little signposty, I guess, of like, oh, I know the enemy's rock. But it comes down to you strategically taking advantage of that and finding how to best defeat them. Sometimes the fights go on like one turn, sometimes a little bit longer than that, because the enemies are getting more complicated, more in-depth. You'll get enemies that have multiple hands. It's like, oh, he's weak to rock and paper and scissors, but because of the scissors, he resists the blah, 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 and you're fighting these patterns as you go through it. But you will take your turn with Sif. Oh, I'm going to buff the next person who goes, and you pass the turn on to whoever does have the type advantage, and then hit them. It's very fun, and it's simple, but still strategic. So you're not doing like insane maths and algebras and everything to do damage, but you are taking the opportunity to figure out if I give you a boost and then I hit with you, you boost the next person because you did blah, 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 and then you do more damage. It's very fun watching your team level up and explore. Other than that, going back to the time loop thing, something I always have to preface when I talk about this game is that it's not a roguelike. It seems like it. And once you hear that I died and I start a run over again, it has what you could maybe argue is roguelike tendencies. But I think it is more the time loop is narrative. If you played Deathloop, where it was, I go in, I die, but this time I learned where this thing is, and you do have to go back and do it again. It is you experiencing the story of Sif and figuring out, on the first floor, I know in this room there's a drawer that has a key in it. I don't know what this key gets to. Later in the story, you get up to the 5th floor. Oh, this key opens this door. Got it. So I had to make sure I grabbed it every turn. Otherwise, I can't progress. Some of these beats are intentional, like dead ends, where you get to a door and you're like, huh, I couldn't open this. Shoot, I saw that lever behind the bed back on the 3rd floor, but we can't backtrack. I wish I knew that. So you have the option of either going to a fight and losing, or at this point in the game, you do have like a reset button where you can almost be like, all right, I'm done, and like cut yourself off a sif and restart the day. But now you know, as you go up the levels, you have to stop here, hit this, stop here, hit that. Like there are certain things you have to do every day so you can progress as a party. I found that so fascinating. Not that I think it's the first game to ever do that, but it's probably the first game I ever played that really harped on that made it seem like, yes, your steps and learning your story every single day is super relevant. And it was never like the blueprint steps of I need to get a notepad and write down, here, I got to go here and grab this and do whatever. It just kind of became second nature. If you're concerned that this is going to get repetitive because I have to do this every time, eventually you hit a point where it's just like, hey, we can kind of fast forward steps. If you already know you've done everything you need to do on floors 1 and 2, just skip to floor 3. We'll teleport you right past it. It's really simple. It really does a great job of not wasting your time as the player, where it gives you the opportunities to skip through dialogue that you've already heard, right? Like you wake up on this first day and your party's like, all right, team, motivational speech time. I know we're going to get to like, okay, I've heard this 75 times. Thanks, Isabeau. I appreciate you. Speaking of Isabeau, the side and supporting cast for this game are phenomenal. Isabeau is easily my favorite. He is like your party tank. Anyone who's seen My Hero Academia, visually and just energy-wise, he reminds me of Mirio, the like golden retriever, big muscle man, like total hero. But he is such a softie, and I won't spoil it because I want everyone to experience this game. But as you get towards the end of the game and you're having this, okay, this is it. Like you get your signpost of this is the end of the game. This is our final run. We're about to do this. You have a moment with your party, right? You get to experience like, hey, if we're going to do this, I need them at their best. So you as Sif, not the leader of the group really, but the motivator, if you will, is like, I'm going to spend time with you and you and you. What do you need from me? What do you need from me? And you have this moment with Isabeau, and it is so impactful because off the rip, you get this impression that Isabeau has a crush on you as Sif, who I feel is very androgynous, but I believe is he, him, if I remember correctly. But I remember Isabeau having this like very flirtatious moment at the start of like, well, what are you gonna do when this is all done? Yeah, be crazy if we got to hang out and hold hands and kiss and stuff. I mean, I'm paraphrasing, obviously, but they give you this look. I'm like, oh yeah, Isabeau's crushing hard on me. And getting to watch that evolve, right? Where there's moments throughout the game that are so irrelevant, but they're friends and companion building moments. Like there's a moment where you walk into a bar, and it's so stupid but great, where you as Sif walk it like physically into the bar and like smack your hip on the wood. You're like, oh, that hurt. And Isabeau's, are you okay? Is everything all right? And like, Isabeau is there to protect you of something that is so minuscule and minute, but then you as Sif are like, got it. Stop walking into the bar. Stop being dumb. And there's a few moments where like you're rushing to get something done and you do it again because you're like, fuck, I was so focused on the next thing. I didn't focus on this thing and I hurt myself again. It's so weird now that I'm explaining it out loud how it is so simple in what it does, but executes it so well of making all of these characters feel so relatable and like human. Oh my god, I must sit here and just ramble about a spoiler cast for you guys because there's some moments that hit so hard. But I was playing this game for review back in 2023, and I remember like, oh, I'm gonna check this game out and we'll give a quick impressions. Like I got this far into it, we're gonna see what it is. And as I just got further and further in, I just became infatuated. I didn't want to play anything else. This is all I wanted. And I sat there late at night finishing this game. It was probably 3 a.m. as I'm going for this final run. I had played for like 17 hours straight. I could not put it down. Visually, the game is black and white. Stylistically, it's very easy to compare it to something like Undertale. And I love Undertale. Don't take this the wrong way. I would play In Stars in Time 9 times out of 10 over Undertale. I think Undertale is great. And maybe it's just a popularity. We all know Undertale now. We all know the story. But I think it's because I get to see In Stars in Time and how magical this game is. And I want more people to see how amazing this game is. It does this fantastic thing with its characters start to finish where they all could be their own main character. Like they obviously are side characters for you, but you have this conversation with them, and you know this about them, and the one character, the healer, she's a healer kind of maid that her family and coworkers kind of existed in this castle that you're exploring towards the end of the game. So she finds connections with other characters that you're like, oh, I know about this person. Why do I know about them? Oh, because you told me about them before. It's so in depth and crazy as I watch each of these people come and tell me another thing about themselves, and it has me super excited for the next insert disc game, which is Truth Scrappers. Scrappers? Yeah, Scrappers. Just you're scrapbooking. I had to say it out loud to get it. But Truth Scrappers, where it's like two angry lesbians fighting over your attention as you make a scrapbook and get your memories back. I was about to say that's the next game, not this one. But in Stars in Time, just really, I say puts a smile on my face every time I think about it, but also makes me really sad because it has really sad moments. I cried a lot playing this game. Another thing, unrelated to the game necessarily, but more, no, it's so cool. There was a point where a friend of mine asked me to audition for an audio drama. Never came together. I wish I had something to share with you guys. But I don't. The whole thing fell apart. Now it's being turned into a short film without me. But I auditioned for that with the monologue from this game. Isabeau has a monologue at the end about friendship and camaraderie and like being with the party, specifically Sif. And I used that to audition and got the lead role, which again fell through. But I think this game is so well written and tells really human stories. And I am sitting here knowing I have so much to do, and I just want to replay in Stars in Time, and I can't do that today. I have other things to get done. But if you're hearing this and you're at all interested, please give this game a shot. It is so magical, so incredible. And to hear anyone be like, hey, I played this game because CGDannyB told me to, please continue to do so. It's incredible. But yeah, that's the Stars in Time. Sorry if this one feels absolutely disheveled compared to the rest. Normally I make a bullet point list of mention these things. Today I just sat down for the microphone and said, let's talk about this game that I really like. But I hope you guys enjoyed this episode. Be sure to like, comment, subscribe, whatever social media shenanigans you need here. If you guys want to stick around and catch more of me, it's at CGDannyB all over the internet. Blue Sky, Instagram, Twitch, YouTube, TikTok. I'm always talking about indie game news, reviews, whatever we choose. Playlog comes out every Thursday. We're talking about more indie gaming stuff. And yeah, it's a good time. Y'all should play more indie games. It's very important. They're the better games. AAA, never heard of them. Just play some indies. Thank you guys so much for watching, and happy gaming.
Welcome to Bits of Time, where we ask you the simple question, is this video game worth your time? And we're two brothers having a conversation about a game and why we loved it.
Or a difficult discussion about why I didn't or we didn't beat a game. So I hope you join us.
Because it gets pretty wacky sometimes with the questions we ask each other, and maybe a little heated every once in a while too. If you plan on sticking around, you'll be getting 2 episodes each month, the first and third Wednesday.
We also have a brand new debate-focused series, so if you want to be a part of it, join us.
Yeah, join us. Or, reach out, get in contact with us, and maybe you could be on the show with us and debating all kinds of things, granular or not. We'll see you then.
CPOV. CertainPOV.com.